Welcome to the PHNX Coyotes podcast, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and wherever you get your podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah Merrill, joined by Steve Peters. Petey, how are you doing on this fine
so far,
Thursday?
So good. You know, sun came out for a bit today, about time.
Yeah,
so that's good.
This is like the coldest week of the year, and my friends from Canada came to visit, and I said, I'm so sorry that this is when you came. But...
Seriously though, still better than back home. Like Minnesota's 2 feet of snow. You saw
That's
we
true.
talked about that yesterday. The Winter Classic game is going to be below zero.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to complain about the 50s. Like that's kind of a little harsh. So things are good. Do you want to? We have breaking news.
We do have breaking news
without Craig Morgan, by the way.
Without
we didn't
Craig.
even tell Craig.
I know. I wonder if we're breaking this before Craig. So the breaking news is that the Coyotes matchup this Sunday, scheduled for home at 6:00 against the Dallas Stars, has been postponed due to COVID issues with Dallas. So another game on the NHL slate added to the postponement list, which is a huge bummer.
You know what this does to this team? Like you look at how few of games they've played over the last 14, 15 days. And by the way, Steven, you're right. Christmas is over. So 14, 15 days, they got to play. Like you've got to get in that rhythm. And the other concern it has is now the Olympic break clearly is no longer a break for anybody. They can't. No. There's too many games to make up. Schedule makers, it's a mess. You can't get into a rhythm. Plus, we want to talk about hockey. And
I know.
It's not as much fun, talking about other stuff. So it's really disappointing that game just got canceled.
Yeah, for sure.
Or postponed, I'm sorry.
Postponed. But the Coyotes do, as of now, still have 3 games next week. So hopefully all of those go forward without a hitch, because we want to do our post-game shows. We want to watch hockey. And I'm sure the players are dying to play too, because it's been so long, it feels. Well, they just played the other day, but in the grand scheme of the last 2 weeks, it's been so long. And
you want to see this team play right now. Like you look at the game the other night against the Sharks, and they get 7 goals, and we're like at an 8-7 shootout game. Well, let's play more hockey. Like I can't wait to see this team go again. Like this is exciting. The offense is rolling 13 goals in their last 2 games. Offensively, they've never been this effective. So yeah, let's start playing hockey again. And then right when you get excited about it, the World Juniors gets canceled, and now they're not playing on Sunday. So yeah, it's really unfortunate because they were finally on a roll.
Yeah, and I don't want to bury the lead here, but we have a very special guest today joining us in just a couple minutes. Clayton Keller, who is actually leading the team right now in goals and points, 10 goals, 23 points so far this season. So he's having a really great season so far.
Yeah, he's great, and I'm excited to catch up with him.
Yeah, so what do you think? Should we just bring him in right now? Like just get to it?
Leah Merrill, whenever you are ready, I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right. Well, he's here, so we will bring in Arizona Coyotes forward Clayton Keller. All right, we now welcome into the PHNX Coyotes podcast Arizona Coyote forward Clayton Keller. Clayton, welcome to the podcast. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome. Okay, first, Kells, we're going to lay the ground rules. This is PHNX. We're not grilling you for the news, so just relax, have fun. We usually get off the rails here, especially when Craig's here, but he's not. So it's like when the dad's away, we can play. First thing we're going to have, Kells, your season right now, you're simply on fire. 10 goals, 13 assists, 21 points so far in 30 games. You're off to your best start as a Coyote. What has led you to this season so far? How do you feel about your game?
Yeah, I think every year you play in the league, you learn a lot. And I don't know, for whatever reason, this year just felt different. And, I felt like I've just matured on the ice. I'm playing better away from the puck. I'm demanding the puck more. And I think I've also realized, especially when I'm moving my feet, I'm tough to defend. And I think before sometimes I would, just kind of always look for a pass and not be as much of a shooting threat. And I think I'm doing more of that this year, and I think that leads to more offense. And it's just kind of a little cue in my head to always get my feet going first, and everything else opens up. So that's kind of something that I've leaned on, definitely.
Was there anything that you did differently in the off season this past summer?
Yeah, I mean, I trained here all summer with Devin actually at Exos, and it was great. I loved it. There was a couple of us down here all summer, and I definitely did get a lot stronger. I can tell on the ice, just battling. Stronger on my stick. My shot's a lot better. So I definitely think that helped for sure.
We talk about your pass first mentality, Kels, and that's kind of been one of the signatures you've had throughout your career. You're a playmaker, you can make a good play, and you talked about your shooting more. Is that from you personally, or is your coaching staff getting in your ear, or is it more from just you trying to get the puck to the net?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I mean, the way I was taught the game, from Jeff Brown, Keith Kachuk, we always were the most unselfish team, probably ever. And so sometimes it's hard for me to be have a shooting mentality first, just because I always go back to that, and I always want to get guys involved, and I want to get guys touches. But I think I've learned that, being shot first mentality kind of opens other things up, and I have a good shot. So I think just using both, and then, once they come at me, I'm able to pass, and when I have time, I can shoot it.
Well, and the other thing we're going to ask too, because this is on YouTube and people are watching. Like, are you in the bat cave right now? Like, did we wake you up at nap time, Kels?
No.
Like, we appreciate the lighting, but buddy, I know it's nap time and you're resting your eyes, buddy. But
yeah, we had a hard practice today. So
what the heck was that? It's like you don't have a game for a couple of days here yet, and Bears driving you guys hard. Man, that was a long day. I was waiting for your PR guys to get you off the ice. It's a long day today.
It's good. It's good getting us in shape, or keeping us in shape. We had a long break.
And you have to get in shape because you're playing in your last 4 games. You're playing over 22 minutes a game. That's some of the most minutes you've been eating in your career, right? You've played over 14 times already this season. Is that helping with your confidence that you're getting out on more ice time? Do you play better when you're getting more ice time? How do you feel about the ice time you've been getting?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it goes hand in hand sometimes. It's penalty kill. Sometimes there's a couple power plays. So, I think it's good to be involved. And to be quite honest, I haven't felt tired or anything like that. I've actually had a lot of jump, I feel like. And I just want to continue to take care of myself off the ice, and be ready to go every single night. And it's been good playing a lot for sure.
So you've played with quite a few different line mates this season. You're playing with Schmaltz and Hayton, but played with Boyd and Kessel before that. Is that a challenge for you? How is it, switching lines throughout the season?
I mean, I think I'm pretty used to it. Obviously, with a lot of injuries and COVID and everything to start the year, you got to just, roll with the punches. And I don't know, just got over the hump, and, I'm going to play my game no matter who I play with, or who's out of the lineup, or who's in the lineup, or, who I'm with. And I think that's shown too.
Yeah, and you talk about one of the things I've noticed, because I've seen you through your whole career. So I kind of know the player that Clayton Keller is and what Clayton Keller can be. And one of the things I find really interesting this season, you're playing in literally every situation. You're killing penalties. When you look out on the ice you're protecting a lead, and the opponents pull the goalie, and you see Clayton Keller on the ice on a 6-on-5 defending, that's a real testament to how your career has progressed. I mean, you're a defensively responsible player now, and that took you some time. You talk about maturing. That's a big deal. Is the coaching staff that gives you that confidence, or you just decided to become, hey, I'm going to become a full 200-foot player?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's getting better over time, and obviously it's something that I've been working on since I came into the league, is being responsible on the other side of the puck. And I've also been I've been feeling really good about my takeaways this year. I feel like I'm harder on pucks, I'm tracking back harder, and I'm able to strip guys, and which also leads to more offense. So it's definitely a little bit of both, just experience and getting those reps and doing well in those situations.
Well, this season has been somewhat of a challenge for you guys. How do you maintain positivity in the locker room when, the win column isn't as successful as you maybe want it to be?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely tough. We'd like to have more wins than we do, but at the same time, we get to play the game that we love. We get paid lots of money to do it. So, I mean, losing sucks and it's the worst feeling ever. But you still got to come to the rink every day with a smile on your face. And like I said, you get to play the game that you love to play, and it's an honor. And it's been great to work with new teammates, new coaches, and it's just been a lot of fun.
And Kelsey, you look at the way you're playing this year, and that really comes through because I'm telling you, you're a guy that's hard on pucks now. You're first on pucks. You're physical on pucks. You're taking pucks away, like you said. You're delivering pucks to the net. Like you've really become a well-rounded 200-foot player. You're 23. Like you're still a kid. Did you know that? Did you hear that the other day? Where's that record, Leah?
First Coyote to record, I think it was 10 plus goal seasons before 24.
Did you know you did that, Kels? That's pretty impressive, buddy.
No,
Seriously, 5 seasons with 10 plus goals before turning 24. You're the first Coyote to ever do that. So I want to bring you back to your first NHL game in St. Louis. And I was in the coach's room when you walked in, and you had just come off a good college career, the World Juniors. Like you're a big deal, and you walk into the room. So I know what it was like from our perspective. What was it like for you from your perspective, walking into your hometown? You're in St. Louis, getting ready to play the Blues, walking into an NHL locker room going, oh shit, I got to play this game now. I got to play with these guys. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy actually, because we actually lost like 2 nights before for the game to go into the Frozen Four in overtime, and we flew back to Boston that night, got back super late, and that morning at like 8 a.m. I was on the flight to St. Louis to play my first game. I think I signed the contract in the airport with my dad, and at the time my cousin was one of the assistant equipment managers for the Blues, so he actually met us at the rink and kind of helped everything out. And it was crazy, like how fast it happened. And all my family's scrambling, trying to get tickets, trying to go to the game. And it was pretty special to play my first one in my hometown. I don't think many guys can say that that's happened. And just to have family there and all the people that supported me and got me to that level. So it was just a pretty crazy, 24 hours, definitely.
Do you remember the game, Kels? Do you remember how you played? Do you remember anything like specific, or is it just like it was just a whirlwind for you?
Yeah, I mean, I remember a little bit. I think, I think the whole time, I think I had goosebumps just like because my buddies are sitting on the glass, like my parents are there, like it's something that, was what you dream for and what you work so hard for. So it was, like I said, it was pretty crazy. And I don't really remember how much I played or how I played, but I just tried to enjoy it. The first game, I think it was the end of the season I think there was only like 3 or 4 more games left for the Coyotes. So I just tried to, fit in as best as I could and enjoy it.
So Petey had alluded to it before, but you had played in the World Junior Tournament and had success. And unfortunately, it was just canceled this week, which is a huge bummer. But what do you remember playing about playing in that tournament? And what was that like as a young player?
Yeah, it's the best tournament I think I've ever played in, and we got pretty lucky. It was Toronto, Montreal, so 2 unbelievable spots to play. I think every single game that we played it looked like it was sold out, and you're playing for your country. And, that's another tournament that you watch growing up all the time when I was, at home watching it with my brother and my dad. We'd always tune into that tournament to see the best players play. And it just sucks that tournament got canceled. I mean, I saw someone say the other day, it's like some of those kids or most of them, that'll be the biggest tournament that they'll ever play in, and they got that taken away from them. So it's definitely tough to see that.
Did you know that Petey chanted your name in a Buffalo Wild Wings in Anaheim during that?
Did you know that story, Kels? Did you hear
What's
about
that?
that?
Oh yeah, I did hear. I think I did hear about that.
I
Yeah.
had a few too many cocktails, and we were there with Chaika and Tippett, and
Yes.
I was Americans versus Canadians, and clearly I'm the only American on the panel, and I was cheering Clayton Keller, and I was
I remember,
clapping.
yeah.
Anaheim Buffalo Wild.
Because Dylan Strom,
Yeah,
another
you were
Coyotes
cheering
draft pick.
for us.
Exactly, and Strom was on the
Yeah.
other side, so it was Strom versus
Yeah.
Keller and 2 draft picks, and the Americans. What an unbelievable hockey! And Keller gets an assist on the game
Yeah.
tying goal. Ends up USA winning in a shootout. But you look at the players on that team, Kels. Like that was Adam Fox, Charlie McAvoy. I mean, that's a hell of a hockey team. And what a life experience! So sad those kids didn't get that this year.
Exactly.
So we're going to talk about another highlight in your career, Kels. We're going to go 2019 San Jose. You go to the AllStar Game for the first time. Now, your name's getting buzzed around right now for to represent the Coyotes again here in 2022. We're almost 2022. We will be by then. To go to Las Vegas, is that something you think about? I know it's in the media, the PR team's marketing that. Is it something you think about? Do you think about the AllStar Game?
You see the stuff like you said, but I don't think it's something that I really think about. I mean, I'm just more focused on my play, and if I'm playing well, then I'll have a chance to represent my team, and it's definitely something that you want to be a part of. I think every player would say that. So we'll see when the time comes.
Well, before we let you go, we like to ask everybody some, Arizona-oriented fun questions. So my first question to you, what is your go-to restaurant around Phoenix or Scottsdale for either a pregame meal or an off-day meal, like your go-to restaurant?
My just one restaurant?
Or
you
two,
do whatever you want,
whatever.
Kels. You can do 2, 3, your go-tos.
Probably like steak and seafood. I'd probably say Ocean 44 is my favorite. And then my buddy actually owns Diego Pops. It's like a nice outdoor like Mexican place, and they have really good tacos there. So probably I'd say those two, kind of
Nice.
the dinner and lunch one. Yeah.
Nice. Well, and the other thing you like to do here, Kels, rumor has it you don't mind golfing either. Like you don't
That's
mind swinging the
correct.
sticks in the sunshine. So, not during the season, because I know we're not going to talk about golf during the season, because goodness knows you're not golfing at all from September to April. I know that for
No.
sure you're not golfing. But when you do get an opportunity to golf, best golf course in the city, and what's your handicap?
Silverleaf, and it's not because I'm a member there.
No big deal.
And my handicap is scratch.
Wow. Yeah, no big deal. Leah, by the way, we need our passports to get into Silverleaf. Like, I'm not sure. They need to stop us at the gates for sure. Any New Year's plans, Kels? I know you got games and stuff. So I don't want you to be specific because I don't want anybody stalking you. But are you doing big plans for New Year's, or is it pretty quiet?
Yeah, my family's actually here for Christmas, which was nice. But both my parents are still here actually, so I might go have dinner with them. Tomorrow night or whenever it is, 2 days with them.
Well, Kels, thank you so much for joining us and setting aside some time today. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll have you back again soon. Enjoy your rest this week, and good luck in all your games next week.
Keep it up, Kels. You're tearing it up. Nice job. Keep it up, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on, guys.
Awesome.
Wow.
Great to have Clayton Keller on the program, but I know you.
I tried. Like, seriously,
the lighting. It was the bat cave. He had great blackout shades.
I know. Like, I'm on the dark side now and trying to be in the media. I have a ring light. I got the lights on. So I'm trying. Like, I swear, like, open a blind, turn on a light. Like, honest? Oh, goodness. Oh, well. I appreciate him taking the time. That was really good.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for Coyotes fans too, to hear about, the work that he's put in and that he's feeling good. And even just, the comment he made when I'd asked about how they keep positivity, like that's such a good attitude to have. And I think it would be really great for him to stay part of this team's future and be part of this team's success down the road when, we get out of this rebuild period.
Yeah, for me, it's his ability to play in all situations. And I tell you what, he's matured and evolved. And I'm one of the first ones. If you go back to some of the shows we did early in the year, I was saying, well, Keller was one-dimensional. He couldn't get to the inside. He wasn't slow. He wasn't quick enough. He was too slow out of the corners. I was really hard on him. And we'll even go to some of the shows right before we started the season. We were talking about, hey, can you trade Keller? No, his contract's too bad. Well, he's leading the team in scoring right now. He's on pace to get 27 right now. Like, I mean, it's going to be a good year for Clayton Keller. And more importantly, he gets to play in situations he didn't get the opportunity in earlier in his career because he just wasn't prepared to play on both sides of the puck. I mean, it's hard. I mean, we talked about it. He's 23 years old. So it took him a while to mature and really find his way. But boy, I tell you what, he is hard on pucks like he talked about. He is hard on the corners. He's actually getting a little physicality to his game. And as we can see on the score sheet, he's definitely adding offensively. So I'm really excited to see what his career will continue to be. And he's a guy that you thought the contract was bad, but by the end of this might be a steal if he continues to progress. And he's one of the cornerstones as they get through the rebuild. We'll have to wait and see.
Definitely. Well, if you're, interested in capitalizing on Clayton Keller's success, player props is something that you can actually bet on the DraftKings Sportsbook app and player futures as well. So if you want to get in on that action, you can do so this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. When you sign up using the promo code PHNX and bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and they do, you win $200 in free bets. So $200, that's the best offer we've had in a while. So be sure when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app this week, sign up using that promo code PHNX, bet $5 on any NFL team to win their game. And if they do, $200 in free bets. And as a reminder, that is 21 and over, Arizona only, new customers only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And as always, we have to do our DraftKings pick of the week. And Petey is finally back because, Petey, when you were gone, I had to do the pick of the week.
Oh, no.
And I was wrong. So I really need you to come through for our listeners with hopefully a great pick.
Well, it's not going to be hockey because it's football bowl season. And
it is.
On our TV in our house, as we've talked about on the last few shows, my in-laws are here from Iowa. So we're going to, in honor of my in-laws and the holiday season, we are going to keep it in the college bowl games. And we're going to the Citrus Bowl in Florida. And we're going to take the Iowa Hawkeyes, our +3 versus Kentucky at 11 o'clock Saturday morning. I'm going to take Iowa, and I'm going to take the +3. They're also, if you feel lucky with the Iowa Hawkeyes, they are +125 on the money line just to win the game. But I'm going to stick with Iowa Hawkeyes +3 in the Citrus Bowl over Kentucky for my Draft Pick Sportsbook app pick of the week.
All right, there you have it, folks.
What did Craig do? What did Craig do during the pick of the week?
Craig hasn't picked in a while.
Yes, he doesn't pick. Did you pick?
No, I picked the Cardinals over the Lions, which should have been a lock.
Yeah.
It should have been a lock.
Well, we're doing all Big Ten football here today.
Just even the spread. I know.
It's
man.
Big Ten football day. And I got my new.
Yeah, look at your shirt. Oh my
no
God.
Big deal. I got Cody Coyote behind me.
Yeah, I know. I still have to break mine out. It's just been such a cold
PHNX.
It's such a cold week, and it's cold in my apartment, and I just want to wear sweaters all the time. And it's not t-shirt season right now, but
no, I know.
They're in my drawer, and I encourage all of you to check out the PHNX Locker because we have some incredible shirts on there. We also have sticker packs, which I've been plugging all week. I think they're awesome if you like putting stickers on your water bottle or your laptop.
Store?
They are.
And
not they are.
The first batch. I got to get on that.
And not just Coyotes, but there's like the Suns, the Diamondbacks, you can get any of the PHNX sticker packs. So check that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to be hip at Starbucks with my sticker packs on my laptop.
Yeah,
cool.
I got
some stickers. I stickering up a little bit.
Yeah, you like your DraftKings stickers and stuff. So.
And I want to get my PHNX stickers.
Yeah, well, you can easily at the PHNX Locker. Well, this is our last live show of 2021.
Audio tomorrow, right? We're just audio tomorrow? Okay.
So tomorrow we will have a podcast that is just a New Year's Eve themed podcast. But in that podcast, we are not going to look behind. We were mostly looking ahead. So we thought, since it's our last live show of 2021, we would look back at the 2021-22 season so far as it stands in the year 2021. And Petey and I are going to grade or not grade, we're going to give our best of the 2021 to 2022. Oh my God, that is such a mouthful. Season so far, the top forward, D, goalie, rookie, and the top comeback. And we might have the same answers. We did not compare notes. And please chime in the chat with your opinions, if you agree, if you disagree, who you think is the best of so far. It's so far. Just in this season, not the 2021 season of
not
January.
calendar year.
Yeah,
not the calendar year.
No.
This season, 30 games
This
in.
season, 30 games in. So let's
where
start.
We're at to start the new year, kind of see where we're at.
Yeah, exactly. So let's start with the top forward. And I wonder if we're going to have this if this one's easy.
It is easy, but I'm going to give my honorable mention to Phil Kessel.
Okay.
Who has, and well, I'm going to save him for later. But Phil Kessel's had a great year so far. I think he's playing. His speed and his skating has been as good as I've seen him since he's become a Coyote. Phil Kessel's been good, but to go along with our interview is almost too easy. My top forward so far this season is Clayton Keller, leading the team in goals and points. Playing in all situations. I got to give it up for Clayton Keller as my top forward so far, 30 games in.
Yep, agreed. And I had that same answer as well. And we mentioned it earlier in the interview that he just became the first Coyote to register 5 different 10-plus goal seasons before the age of 24, which is just a staggering statistic. Second in the franchise, the other player in the franchise to do that was Dale Hawerchuk. So good company for sure. But yeah, Phil Kessel is a great honorable mention. If you're looking at the calendar year 2021, Phil Kessel actually has the most points of any Coyotes. So
for now.
Coyotes who wore the Coyotes uniform last year and this year.
No, I completely agree. It's awesome. He's been great.
Yeah. All right. So next category, top defenseman. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah. Go
ahead.
Ahead.
So, this one was pretty clear for me, at least. I chose Shane Gostisbehere, also leading defenseman in points, 5 goals, 15 assists in 20 points in 30 games. The Coyotes got him for pretty much nothing, which is incredible. And I think everyone kind of expected this to maybe, Jacob Chychrun led all defensemen in the NHL in scoring last year. He was in the Norris conversation, hasn't had that same year that we all maybe thought he would this year. But to acquire Shane Gostisbehere and see him step up the way he has, for me, he's the top defenseman so far.
Agree. And I thought if you had to tell me preseason, I'd be saying Jacob Chychrun for sure.
Yeah.
But Chick didn't have the start of the season he was hoping for. He wasn't getting on that first power play in that first month. So his points suffered. Now he's hurt and he's out. Shane Gostisbehere has been a pleasant surprise from the beginning of the year. He's a guy that rejuvenated his career here. The last 2 years in Philly were tough for him. He's playing great hockey. He's out against the best players in the opposing team. He's getting a lot of ice time, commanding the puck, confident with the puck right now too. He can deliver it up the ice. He's playing really, really well. So I'm going to agree with Leah. Big surprise. I'm going with Shane Gostisbehere. Maybe we have one different. Maybe we don't. If Craig was here, clearly we would be wrong, and it would be Craig be right. So unfortunately, he's at Hogwarts.
So here's the challenging one. What goalie did you pick?
Well, on a singular performance, I have to go with Karel Vejmelka and his 46-save shutout in Winnipeg. He was absolutely lights out, wins the game in a city that's impossible to win in. This is hard because if you look at the complete body of work, Wedgie's numbers are falling a little bit, but I'm going to go to Scott Wedgwood just because he was the guy that was able to break the streak for the second time for this franchise, and he had that stretch where they were actually winning some hockey games. So for me right now, the goalie so far of the season is Scott Wedgwood.
Yeah, and I really struggled with this one too, because if you look at their stats side by side as of where they stand right now on December 30th, Karel Vejmelka has slightly better numbers, a slightly higher save percentage, slightly better goals against average. But I think Scott Wedgwood coming to this team was the quote unquote turning point. Not that there has been one, but it went from those crazy blowout games that were just horrible to watch to being more competitive. And I agree with you that Vejmelka shutout was incredible, and Scott Wedgwood didn't have the greatest night against San Jose the other night, but him coming in, it felt like the tide shifted a little bit, and I think everyone felt a little bit more comfortable. So I have to once again Agree with you. And and then Brian makes a good point. Wedgewell broke the streak when he came back, so he made his impact.
Yeah, and for us, and you remember back in the fantasy wheel days, like breaking the streak's a big deal. Like we finally got all that. We haven't had a fantasy.
We haven't had a wheel of fantasy
time.
in forever,
and it's since I got Wedgwood. So for me so far, I mean, he's hopefully he gets can get back to where he was, and Vejmelka just needs to get more consistent. He's still young. And he just needs to get the consistency because he has played great hockey at moments. He just needs to find that, and he'll definitely get some ice time in the next couple of weeks because they got a lot of games coming up. At least we hope that they do.
We hope right now as scheduled. Well, oh my gosh, it's funny you said rookie and comeback, and I completely skipped rookie,
which is fine.
Went right to comeback. So do you want to do? We'll do comeback, and then I'll think about my rookie.
So I'm going to talk about comeback.
You want to go first?
Yeah, there's so many guys here.
Okay,
Leah.
go.
This is a comeback team, right? Because of all the players that they got from other franchises, guys like Louis Eriksson who didn't play, and Beagle's looking to get rejuvenated. Lad's a guy that I didn't expect to play.
No,
I'll be honest. And now he's played how many games did He's got 22 games. He's got 5 goals already. So he's definitely there. But I am going to go with Lawson Krause. Well, Krauser's got 8 goals right now. He's got 8 goals. He's on pace to have his first 20-goal season. And I tell you what, you look at last year when he was snake bit and he was hitting posts, he couldn't score a year ago. Puck's finally going in for him. And I tell you what, when he's on the ice in that San Jose game, he was my top forward. Like he was pursuing pucks, playing with physicality.
4 points in that game.
He's playing like a beast right now. So really, really happy for him too, because he's a wonderful person. He works really hard. He's a great teammate. And just to see him get this kind of success right now, I'm so happy for him. He is my comeback player of the year.
All right. Well, I took, it's funny. Like I just heard comeback. So I was thinking somebody who, didn't have or struggled or didn't have as many chances. And I guess you could say the same about Lawson Krause. But my answer actually for this one is Travis Boyd, because Travis Boyd has had a really successful season so far. Spent a lot of time bouncing back and forth between the NHL and the AHL over the past few seasons. Hasn't played a full 82 games in the NHL. But so far this year, he has 7 goals, 6 assists, and 13 points in 22 games. He already passed his point total from the 2019-20 season in fewer games played. And I think, getting the opportunity on this Coyotes team that is lacking that center depth, that isn't necessarily having the most competitive year in the standings, it's really allowed him to have this opportunity, and just to see him find a place and find that consistency for him after, bouncing back and forth with the AHL and being on multiple different teams in the last few years. For me, he is my comeback player of the year so far.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these picks, Leah. And that just kind of is a testament to what this team is about. So we'll go to the rookie. This one's hard. You've got some rookies that have
so many NHL
nights.
Debuts in this season already, so what
I'm going to go with, I'm going to guy that's played the most games so far of the rookies and has landed him a spot on this team, and I'm going to go with defenseman Dyson Mayo, because he's a guy I didn't think would be in the mix to play this season, and between COVID and injuries, he's played 25 games already this year out of the 30.
That's insane, because he's been a staple in Tucson. He's the only player who's been with Tucson the entire time that Tucson's been a franchise.
He's a 25-year-old rookie, but I'm again, to be able to play in all the spots he's had to play in this season already as a rookie at 25. Happy to see the success he's having. So he is my rookie of the season so far.
That's a great answer. Like I said, did not prepare for this one, so I'm just going on the fly. But if we're just going to take the last couple weeks, and just why not, since I'm going on the fly here, we'll go with JJ Mosher. Had his first NHL goal in the game this week, scored his second NHL goal in the game this week. And he's been incredible in Tucson, and I think that that's going to really translate with the big club, especially going through the adversity that the Coyotes have gone through this year with injuries and with COVID. He gets that opportunity, and hopefully it's one of those situations where he can kind of step in right away. I definitely agree with Dyson Mayo. I was just trying to be different than
But I think you're right, though,
and have a little bit of recency bias.
The difference with JJ Mosher, it talks about that future. It talks about the rebuild. It talks about what this team can be, and to see him step in his first NHL game, and he's played 3 now. I tell you what, he fits right in. He looked offensively fine and defensively fine, so it gives you some hope for the future, which is great.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what this team needs. Well, that's our best of in the 2021-22 season so far. If you agree or disagree or have your own picks, please let us know. Tweet at us at Leah Merrill and at SPeters Hockey and at PHNX_Coyotes, and we will hear your arguments, hear what you have to say. Please let us know. It's crazy to look back at 2021 and all the stuff that's happened and changed, and it's crazy to think that PHNX has only been around for 4 months. It feels like so much longer. Petey has producer control right now, and it's stressing me out.
But I say Brian's got a shirt on. I got my shirt on. We're talking about PHNX.
Yeah, and I think if you're, January 1st is in 2 days, and if you're looking for something to start on January 1st, why don't you become a member at gophnx.com? You get access to all of the incredible written content on the website, not just from Craig, but from all the incredible writers at PHNX. You can become part of our members-only Discord, which is chattering along all day long. So definitely a lot there. There's members deals on merchandise weekly. So just a lot of perks to becoming a member. Join our family, because it really has been a blast. I can't believe it's only been 4 months, and I'm just really excited for 2022.
I can't wait. And I tell you what, it is a family, and I watch all the shows and all the sports. It wasn't much of a basketball fan, but I don't miss the Suns post game.
Yeah, that's a fantastic show.
The bet show, that's Cardinal show.
I've learned so much about betting. Honestly, well, it was funny.
A good thing, Leah?
So I was producing the bet show today, and I was asking for their picks, and Mike Luke was on it and said, like, oh, I want Wisconsin to cover. And like 4 months ago, I didn't know what that meant. But I was like, oh yeah, I know what that means. Like Wisconsin -7. Like,
nice. Look at you.
Look at me. Yeah, I mean, it's been really awesome. But which, as a reminder, be sure to check out DraftKings, PHNX. If you're like, you want to get into sports betting in 2022, I think it's just such a good time. Like, you're evaluating what you want to do next year. Try out the DraftKings Sportsbook app and just bet $5 on an NFL team to win. Get your $200 in free bets and use those $200 in free bets to learn how to bet. So you can do that on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And like we said, become a member, join our family. It's really been a blast. And I just can't wait to see everything next year. Bees, where else you get content like this? Thank you, Petey and Leah. Thank you, Bees, for always being here in our chat. We appreciate you. Everyone who's always in the chat, we appreciate you. Also, just before we head out, it's crazy to think of 2021 as a whole year. Like, this year was the year that the Coyotes and Blues played 7 straight times against each other. Like, doesn't that feel like another
lifetime ago?
Lifetime. So
let's just hope we're talking hockey in 2022, Leah. Let's hope we're talking way more hockey. Let's kick it off with we've got the Ice Bowl up in Minnesota at the Twins home stadium, Target Field, Saturday at 5. It's going to be below 0. Let's go watch the Wild in St. Louis, and let's play hockey for the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
Let's get the games in.
Yes, we really hope that's what we resolve for next year. Tomorrow, like I said, we will have an audio episode, the New Year's Eve episode, in which you will hear everyone's resolutions. So be sure to tune in for that tomorrow. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can like and follow there. Write us a review. It's really helpful if you want to write a review on how you think we did for the last 4 months, what you want to see next year. Please leave us a review. It really, really helps us a lot. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, please subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell so you never miss a show, and then also go over to your audio podcast app. So you just always follow PHNX Coyotes all week long, because we're bringing you 5 days a week of content every single week. So once again, we appreciate everyone. Yes, we are excited for the Winter Classic. We hope it
I can't wait to, honestly, did you hear they have to heat the ice? I read that this morning. Yeah,
that sounds so cold, extremely.
They have to have the ice at 18 degrees or it starts to crackle. So they have to heat the ice. That's a true story. So I can't wait to watch that, just to watch everybody freezing. And I'm going to be sitting.
And we'll be sitting in the nice heated.
Yep. I just hope they play. I hope there's no COVID cancellations and postponements there. And I hope next week I know we're going to lose the game on Sunday against Dallas, but I hope we have 3 more games to talk about next week. I just want to get back to talking about hockey.
I know.
And live hockey. And as exciting as this team is becoming right now, they're fun to talk about. So hopefully they're playing.
Yeah. Well, we will see everybody next week, live next year, I guess, if you want to say. Thank you all so much for being a part of what we've done so far in 2021. We can't wait for 2022. And until next time, have a great day and a safe and happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.